Sookie now. Child, come and knock on my door. We'll be waiting for you. Child, where's my candy? Whoever still got Halloween candy is dope. Don't got them kids for that Halloween candy. God damn. Child, it is a lot going on, honey. Mm, 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 mm. You just gotta have a piece of candy sometimes. Child, first of all, let me get this candy in my system. And I'm gonna see what's going on this internet because I wanted to come and talk about the SNAP benefits. And people say, well, Eve, why do you keep talking about SNAP benefits? Because I can. And everybody else says this is what the world is talking about. If we going off of what the world is talking about, then I'm talking about these SNAP benefits. Period. Period. Pooh. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Child. Okay, my levels is good. My levels is good. Come and knock on my door. I was just checking out my levels, y'all. Come in here, honey. Come up in here. Let's talk about the Supreme Court ruling against the SNAP benefits and holding off on it and pausing it. Let's talk about it. Because see, let me tell y'all something. Is the motive behind all of this, the SNAP benefit stuff. Because, okay, I understand that they trying to use this as leverage, and I'm talking about the people from Congress. Let me just say this right now. Everything I say is alleged. Everything that I'm saying is my opinion, and maybe the opinion of some of the people. I'm here speaking for myself, as myself, for myself, by myself. Okay. My thing is Congress, right? Come in, please like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Let's get into it. It's Friday night. Things are happening. America is starving. Like, we're about to go into Thanksgiving holidays. And you know, once things, I keep telling everybody, once Halloween roll around, it's like ball drop. And it's over, okay? I've always said that. Once Halloween come through, it's over. So let's get into what is going on in the world today. I think I'm gonna make this a segment, maybe not an every night segment, but my thing is this is the longest that the government has been on lockdown. And like I said, I think I said it in last night's segment. Um, this is only he's the only one that I know that will get in that office and lock it down both terms. Now, the last time he was in office, it locked down, but it wasn't this long. This has been the longest lockdown in the nation's history. Okay? So let's get into some things. Let's get right on into some things because it is a lot going on this lovely here internet on this lovely Friday night. So let's get into what is going on. The people them have spoken. Okay? Mm. There's a lot of things I want to get into. There's a lot of things I want to get into. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. So, from this morning, it was a couple of different rulings throughout the day. Okay, he tried to stop it this morning, and then he delayed it. And then I guess throughout the day, it went to another higher. The Supreme Court is the highest. You know, you got federal underneath the Supreme. So tonight, after everything was all said and done, it went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has ruled on the citing of the administration and Congress by saying basically they're not going to turn the benefits on. They're going to put a pause on it, basically not giving them out. Okay? Like I said, this is all alleged. It says the Trump administration appeals to pay full benefits, full SNAP benefits for the month of November. They jumped right to the month of November, but a lot of people didn't even get them for the month of October. So I don't understand how we jump right to November when I well, I can't even say that. No, people got them for October. We're talking about November. On my back. See, I make mistakes too because I'm human. I'm not AI. I'm human. We're going to get into that one day too. But I don't want to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about this Trump administration. And if you still got some of your kids' candy after packing those candy bags, you are the bestest. Hey, everybody. Hey, please like, share, and subscribe. Come on into the room, honey. We're talking about things and things and things as I eat some of these candies because it's like America is not a real place anymore. Now, let's talk about the ruling. If y'all know me, y'all know I like to twirl little papers, like little Debbie wrappers, little papers, and I tie them into knots. You see this one right here, this Hershey one I just finished eating? So off topic. But I always tie. I don't know what that's about. Potato chip bags, any type of wrappers. I always tie into like little knots. I'm about to tie this one into a little knot for no reason. That's the thing. But anyway, let's get back into the topic at hand. And it's on SNAP benefits tonight. And this is episode 2. And I'm going to keep having these episodes. And maybe I'll call it something else once they turn on SNAP benefits. But the SNAP benefit rabbit hole runs deep, and we're going to get into it. Because a lot of people believe this is a distraction because he don't want to release the Epstein files. And I can see it. I can see why people think that. And I can see how people are led to that. First of all, when 47 first got into office, before he was elected, he said he was going to release the Epstein files. Now all of a sudden he's in office and he feels like he can go back on that. Which, here's the thing about people and the Epstein files while we're talking about it. Once you tell people you're going to do something, we've been waiting for those Epstein files for a long time, right? And I feel like this. Once you say you're going to do something, you can't then go back on it. Because once you start going back on it and deflecting and doing all of the things to not push out the Epstein files, people are going to start believing that you're on it. And if you knew you was on it, right? And I believe, this is what I believe. I believe he said that during the election to get people to vote for him. That was one of his things that he was, oh, I'm going to release it, I'm going to release it, I'm going to release it. People act like they don't remember when he said this. Of course, my brain is an elephant. I remember when he said that if he was elected, he's going to release the Epstein files. But my thing is, though, You should have never said that and thought that the people was going to forget about that. Now the people want the files to release. Then, if you knew you was in there with the whole Epstein files, if you're, let's just say his name is in there, and we're talking about 45, 47. No, I'm not going to keep saying his name. Everybody's saying his name on the algorithm. I don't need to say his name. He's number 45, 47. And if you know what number 45, 47 is, then you know exactly who we're talking about. Right? Right. So if you're gonna say you're gonna, if you knew that your name was gonna come up in those Epstein files, or you knew that you was this man's friend and you was around this man, there are pictures with y'all together, partying X, Y, and Z, then you should have never used that as a tool to get elected into the White House. You should have left that Epstein whole file thing alone. Because here's my thing. People only brought it up because he brought it up. People only said something about the Epstein files, y'all, because he said something about the Epstein files. Nobody was really thinking about those Epstein files. Am I lying? Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Please like, share, and subscribe. Nobody was thinking about those Epstein files until he said something. You understand what I'm saying? And once he said something, everybody was like, okay, release them. Because everybody was assuming that we already knew that there was a list. Because here's the thing about my memory. People was actually, allegedly, everything I say is alleged, people was actually trying to pay to get their name taken off the list. Big time people, princes, former presidents, higher ups, billionaires and millionaires. They were trying to pay to get their name off this list. You understand what I'm saying? So when you got 45, 47 running for election, and then he says that he's going to bring the list out, how? And I kept saying that to people. I'm like, how is he going to bring the list out if him name allegedly on the list? I didn't understand that. No, what? Yeah. My thing is, how are you gonna be saying that? How are you gonna say that you're gonna bring out the list if you're allegedly on the list? No, what you thought was you was gonna use that as leverage to get into the Oval. I'm gonna use that because the people want to know what's on that list, and maybe they'll forget about it, and maybe I might say something fantastic, and nobody's not gonna realize that my name is on the list because maybe they can hide my name off of the list, being that once 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 maybe once when I get in office, I can block the list from coming out or whatever. But my thing is, you thought once you got in office that people was gonna forget that you said that you was gonna drop that list, and the people did not forget. You should have never thought about that. You should have even said nothing about the list because nobody was not thinking about the list no more until he said something about it. Now, all of a sudden, being that the list was supposed to be dropped, oh, the list will drop this week. The list will drop that week. I did a whole thing about it. When are they going to drop this list? You're never going to drop the list because let me tell you something about a list when it's full of them type of people on that list. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. They never was going to drop the list because those type of people are on that list. Now, if it was more of this on the list, then they would have dropped that list like nobody's business. They would have dropped that list so fast if it was more of this on that list. Millionaires, quadrillionaires, whatever. If it was more of this on the list, they would have dropped it. But because it's more of them on the list, more of the higher ups on the list, allegedly, then that's why they don't want to drop it. So now we get all of these distractions. All of these distractions. My mother always said, never tell your left hand what your right hand is doing. So I'm going to show them the left hand, even though the right hand got everything in the hand. It got everything in its palm. I'm gonna show them my left hand, though, abracadabra them. They not gonna want to listen no more. I'm gonna just say so much other things out there, and then we're gonna just do this and do that, and I'm gonna create all of these distractions, and we're gonna forget about the list. No, we're not, because now we're curious to know if our president, our beloved president, is on said list. Because if that's the case, like some people believe, allegedly, then when are you gonna, because they got Ghislaine Maxwell over there locked up. Because I really just don't believe a lot of things anymore when it comes to America. So they got her over there locked up. Y'all don't, well, Epstein is no longer with us. So at one point, people do know that you was his friend at one point. So for you to try to separate yourself, and then you try to say, oh, he was undercover and he was working with the people to bring down Epstein, allegedly. No, he was not. Look. Tablet goes off right by itself. You just say something that sounds, it goes off right by itself. Because ain't nobody said her name. It just goes off by itself to start lighting up and doing the things of the things, okay? But anywho, so if y'all using this SNAP benefits, because this is what people feel, this is what the people are talking about. The street is talking. It is chatter. So, and I'm going to tell you who people are chatting about it, baby. So, if y'all using this as a distraction to not drop that over there, here we go. Left hand, right hand. If y'all using the left hand as a distraction to not drop down what the right hand is over here doing, then y'all just doing whatever it is y'all want to do at this point. Now the government and the Supreme Court have ruled that they're going to continue to pause on the SNAP benefits. Now I have to look at the Supreme Court a certain type of way, because are you human, or what is going on? So y'all are choosing to not feed the people, and there's really no real reason behind, because the government is on lockdown. And then you go into why the government is on lockdown. Oh, the Democrats, they're trying to blame it on this party, that party. And to me, forget all the parties, forget the red and the blue, forget all of the things. Because now we have human lives at stake. And I feel like the human lives trump everything that y'all in that office talking about. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like human lives trump all of that. So when it comes to y'all can't make a decision, grown people can't make a decision on certain things, and y'all rather do this to the American people by not putting SNAP benefits back on, and y'all sitting up here doing all of this, and then you have to ask yourself when you really think about it. So y'all doing all of this for what now again? For what? Does it make any sense? When I say make it make sense, does that make any sense to y'all? That they are doing all of this for what now? Because y'all can't come to an agreement. So now the lives of the American people are at risk. And y'all got us standing on pantry lines and all of the things because y'all can't do what y'all supposed to do, which is y'all job to come together on certain things and stop locking down the government. So now y'all got airports in the frenzy because those people are not getting paid, it makes no sense. When the government, y'all getting paid though. The people that make the decisions and the people are going at it in these rooms, they're still getting paid. But and yet, y'all not paying the SNAP benefit people. What does the SNAP benefit people have to do with anything? Besides y'all saying, oh, it's a Democrat program. So because y'all want them to side with y'all, and they won't side with y'all on whatever it is y'all got going on, y'all come for the American people and what y'all feel is a Democrat program. Because the let the record show the other people are on there more than the brown people are. I'm just saying, let the record show, if y'all go look at y'all stats, they're more on it than we are. And then they want to sit up here and do these interviews in the street with people that's not of like me, that can't really represent the people. I have not seen one interview that they did on these streets with regular people, and they walk up to a person that can really get into the things on the news. Like the interview that's going viral with the lady crying with the squeaky voice, and you really can't understand what she's saying, X, Y, and Z, and she's talking about the pantries and all of the things of that nature. Y'all know why y'all did what y'all did. Because she was a little bit heavy set. She was dark skinned, black, and crying with that voice. And y'all knew she wasn't going to be able to articulate the way that I'm articulating myself. Get a person like me and do that type of interview and see the outcome of that interview. Yeah, that person over there is going to go viral, but I might say something that you might not want to air out because now I know too much. And now y'all might not want to air my type of interview. But go interview the short, black, overweight, crying with the squeaky voice. Go interview her. I'm kind of tired of them interviewing us. Why y'all not interviewing white people and saying and asking them how they feel about the SNAP benefits? Why they not interviewing them? Are they trying to say that they not on it? Because that's what I'm getting from it. That's what I'm starting to get from it. Oh, they're not on it when they are. Which is just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't sit up there and try to pinpoint one group of people because y'all trying to spin a narrative that black people are lazy, black people don't have jobs, black people are sitting on these benefits and living free and selling their food stamps and all of the things. This is how they want to spin that narrative. So let's get into this Instagram because I saved a couple of things that we can talk about, and it's all on topic, it's all on brand. This live is not going to be that long, just like last night's live. We in and out like a shotgun, baby. I just wanted to touch on some key things and bring y'all up to date on what's going on. Then I'm going to spin a block on something else that I need y'all to hear. Because when I seen it, I'm in disbelief that a news reporter has to, okay. Doing it. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go first. Okay. Earn Your Leisure was having a conversation or whatever, and they was having a conversation with a young man on their podcast, and I want y'all to hear some of what they was talking about and what they had to say on their podcast. Shout out to the guys from Earn Your Leisure. Shout out to the guys from Earn Your Leisure. Just listen to this.
something that's extremely important, right, for people that might not be all the way tuned in. Because I'm talking to y'all two, and I know who y'all two is, I'm gonna contextualize it this way. Even though we all hustlers, we have to accept the reality that we're closer to somebody being on SNAP benefits than we is a billionaire. For sure. Once we can acknowledge that, that contextualizes the way we understand reality. Yeah. All of us understand when people are hungry, and when all of us understand what people will do when they're hungry. If we have individuals that rely on SNAP benefits and they are hungry and their stomach is growling, what do we know from our community what people do when they're hungry? Now let's start thinking about it in terms of business. Amazon and Walmart are two of the biggest conglomerates in our country and some argue in the world. The workers at Walmart, I think it was a stat is like 50. Oh no, they don't want to get the line with the statistic. Majority of Walmart's workers are on SNAP benefits. Mm-hmm. The workers? The workers. Yeah, they're right above the poverty line. Yep. In Amazon. Mm-hmm. So a lot of us right now have this idea, this display, this dispel of pathologies. Y'all think people that's on food stamps don't work. There's statistics that show that literal workers from the biggest companies in our country, Walmart and Amazon, they make it where their employees always qualify for unemployment. Or qualify for unemployment, qualify for SNAP benefits. You see what I'm saying? So when we're trying to push for a minimum wage to be raised, Walmart and Amazon pay lobbyists and bureaucracies and interest groups to make sure that that minimum wage isn't raised. So when you think about the everyday workers, when we was during the pandemic, talking about those essential workers, people that's on the front lines, people that's doing trash, people that's doing.
Please come in. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. We're talking about the decision from the Supreme Court today to pause SNAP benefits. Let's get back into what Earn Your Leisure and a podcast was saying today.
Lobbyists and bureaucracies and interest groups to make sure that minimum wage isn't raised. So when you think about the everyday workers, when we was during the pandemic, talking about those essential workers, people that's on the front lines, people that's doing trash, people that's doing, all them people probably qualify for SNAP benefits. So what does this do for the quality of service that you receive and the quality of product you receive? If this labor force is dependent upon SNAP benefits and they're hungry now, how does this impact the way you go do your service? From every industry, from hotel industry to the fast food industry to the trucking industry. You see what I'm saying? Maybe trucking is a stretch, but we understand that when it comes to finance, you feel me? There are certain ways you qualify. So now we're thinking about 41 million people across the country not receiving food stamps and benefits. Also during Thanksgiving weekend, during Thanksgiving month. Yeah. All used to eating. Stomachs have already been growling. Yeah. Stomachs already been growling. And think about it this. So now we see how the government shut down, not just the SNAP benefits, how it's impacting everything. On-board bus travel. How much has TSA been impacting? Absolutely. Man, now that's an ugly experience now. Used to be now, you know what I'm saying? So it's just thinking about the various ways that us on the ground, that us fight each other for crumbs, the way that we pit against each other, what I'm gonna call class warfare. Now, because we are able to have a little bit more, I don't qualify for food stamps. I used to, I don't now. Some people would feel like because you don't know how to qualify for food stamps now, you better than the person that do. That's why I started this rant, ending this rant with, you are closer to that than to this. And even if you're not on food stamps, you still face the faith that's smelling the breath, that's smelling the perfume and the cologne of people that are. Why is...
He's right. There are Walmart workers, Amazon workers that are working, and there are a lot of people that are working for these big corporations, and they are still on SNAP benefits, which means their jobs don't pay them enough to not be on SNAP benefits. It's just crazy to me how y'all pause on something that can feed the families and the lives that are out there in the world because y'all don't agree on what y'all got going on. That's like me not disagreeing on what I got going on my job, and then I come home and say, well, I'm not cooking for my babies. I ain't cooking because I don't agree with Amy and what she had going on the job today. I'm so upset. I'm not gonna cook. My babies will probably look at me and be like, are you crazy? Lady, if you don't get up and cook, and you better cook it fast because our stomachs are hard. But they don't have to go through that, thank God. But that's the same thing. That's like me coming home from a job saying, well, you know what? I'm going to cut my whole household off of food until I get that thing straightened out at the office. What? What? See, because at the end of the day, they showing y'all how they feel about y'all. I've been saying this for the past couple of little rants. I mean, not rants, but the topics or whatever. They are showing y'all how they feel about y'all by doing what they are doing to the American people. They don't care that y'all got long lines at the pantries. They don't care. They don't care that you might not be able to eat for Thanksgiving. They don't care. And again now, I'm gonna start looking at the Supreme Court on some side eye stuff. Because why do you agree with that? Why do you agree with that? That to me makes me wonder what is going on. And y'all took it to a higher court. And it's given funny. Them taking it to a higher court is giving me like something in the milk ain't what it's supposed to be. Because y'all took it to the higher court. It's like they knew that they was gonna rule against with them. It's like they knew that they was gonna rule to not open up the government. So that's why they went with them. So now that their decision trumps their decision. You understand what I'm saying? And it's really, really sad that y'all agree to hold it on SNAP benefits. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Because it's not like what somebody else did. What that got to do with the American people? The American people is not focused. I'm not trying to say they're not focused on America and its policies and all of the things. Excuse me. But what I'm trying to say is they're too busy trying to work and feed their families. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them are not into politics. And I'm not just talking about my people. I'm talking about people, period. A lot of people is so stressed out and going to work and doing all of the things, and then they got to come home to all of this. Y'all not paying the people and this and that and the third. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really don't make no sense to me. I really do feel like the American people are gonna suffer even more. Meanwhile, in between while, they're gonna show you and see this is how America play in y'all faces. And y'all can say whatever it is y'all want. He made the decision and ever since then he has had at least two big parties. Okay? He has had multiple parties since then. And they showing how they eating the food and them at the table politicking and this and that and the third. By showing the dinner scenes of said party lets me know how they feel about the American people, which is very, they don't even give a damn. They might well just say they don't care about the American people and how they feel, and they don't care about the families of the American people. They don't care if they starve. They don't care about none of that because it's very, very obvious that y'all just don't. It's very, very obvious that y'all been playing in our faces. It's very, very obvious that y'all really don't give a damn. And it really does sadden me for a leader to be leadering the way that this man has leadered. And then nobody is not going to say nothing about it. It's like, I don't get it. Y'all make it look like this man has been the perfect guy since he's got in office. And I'm talking about, come on. We're not going to never forget the grab him by the crotch thing. That's never going nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? But it's other things he could have been went into jail for. And he hasn't. Keeping funds from the American people should be already a crime. Keeping those funds, SNAP benefits, from the American people, knowing that they standing on long lines is getting ready to get cold. So now we got to stand on long lines and wait for food. And then by the time we get up there to get the food, now the food is all ran out. It's not enough food for everybody. So now the food ran out. So where else am I supposed to go? This is what that man was basically saying on that thing that I on that little clip that I introduced to y'all. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Basically, what he's trying to say is, what are we going to do when food runs out? They know what they want us to do. But how about us not do that? How about us move strategically and just buy the meals for the holidays that's coming up? Christmas, cancel Christmas. I feel like hashtag cancel Christmas should be going around right now. Cancel Christmas, because I feel like they know what they're doing. I feel like they want us to feel some type of way. I feel like they want us to get in the street and start doing certain things like rioting and all of those things. We shouldn't even do none of that. What we should do is keep our American dollar in our pocket. Period. Put your tree up. Buy the essentials. If you can buy from black businesses during the holidays, then do that. Me being one of the black businesses, I'm here for y'all. If I got something that y'all need, I'm here for y'all. But at the end of the day, I feel like them siding on that one ruling to remain in that bag is crazy. The whole thing is just crazy. I just feel like it's just a little bit too much going on, and they know what they're doing. And if y'all trying to use the Democrats and say, well, they're not siding with us, so being that they're not siding with us, let's cut off that Democratic program. Basically, y'all want them to side with y'all so bad that y'all will throw the American people as hostages of food stamps in front of them. Oh, well, it's going to be up to y'all, and I'm going to put out there in the public that y'all are the ones holding up the SNAP benefits, even though if it's true or false. It doesn't even matter. But the fact that y'all can take the American people and dangle that carrot over somebody's head to force them to get the side with y'all and y'all administration is weird and it's crazy to me. It really is. It really is. It really is crazy. And they don't see what they're doing to the American people. You know why? Because they want to see how far this is going to go. They want to see how far this is going to go. They want us to start writing. They want us to start doing all the things they thought we needed to do. It's just a little bit too much for me. It really, really is. Let's go something. Let's go somewhere else with it, because now it's like it, I I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm kind of upset about them like holding food stamps hostage for y'all can get somebody to side with y'all and sway them to side with y'all. Like if y'all hijacking, y'all kidnapping food stamps so the Democrats can side with y'all is weird. Very weird. Okay, let's get into what he had to say, and then I'm gonna close it out because it's just getting crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get into what he has to say, and then I'm gonna close it out because it's very weird.
Got to ask yourself, what is really going on? I mean, you're fighting not to pay SNAP benefits. The Congress is not convened because they do not want to vote on the Epstein files. What is in those files? That is the question, because that is stopping Americans from getting food assistance. It's stopping the United States Congress from being convened. And at this point, I mean, Pam Bondi sitting in front of the House Oversight Committee, they asked her, is there pictures in Jeffrey Epstein's safe that were found that has the President of the United States with underage nude young women?
Exactly.
She did not say no.
Exactly.
I mean, it seems like a pretty cut and dry no to me, if that's... But we all know that people around President Trump have this thing about getting arrested. You know, I mean, most of his lawyers, I mean, everybody around this guy, whether it's that Michael guy, whether it's Manafort, I mean, have done time for covering up for President Trump. I mean, he doesn't care about anybody around him. So, I mean, he throws everybody under the bus sooner or later. And Pam Bondi is no different. She's not going to get in front of Congress and lie. I mean, come on. So, I mean, really, you got to ask yourself, was Epstein a Mossad agent and that country has taken over our government, so they're just stopping the files from coming out? Is that the reason?
Exactly.
What is the reason that our government and our people are not fed?
Exactly.
Story developing. So
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. And if that's what y'all doing for somebody to side with y'all, and because y'all don't want some files to come out because of whatever, because now I'm really starting to think that he's in those files. I'm really starting to think that he's in those files, right? I'm really starting to think that he's in there, and they don't want to come out and say that he's in there because they know that the American people are going to be angry that y'all let somebody in this White House that should have been locked up, allegedly. I feel like whatever's in those files are bad. I feel because they're going too hard to hide them, y'all. They're doing all that they can to not show us what's in these files. And I have to wonder, what is really in these files that are this bad? Who is in these files? What are the names in these files? And I have a funny feeling if they release these files, some of the people that y'all know and y'all love as far as music, acting, and all of the things, all of the things underneath entertainment, I have a funny feeling that y'all not going to like who's in those files. That's all I'm going to say. And at the end of the day, if our beloved president is in those files, allegedly, then that's a whole nother entity, okay? A whole nother entity. And I do not agree holding the funds away from the American people like they did something to y'all. And this is only to get people to act a certain way in the street, to act a certain way in their neighborhoods, and to tear down their stores and stuff in their neighborhoods. Because this is what it's all about. They want to be able to show on TV, well, this is how they act. They act like wild animals. That's what they want to be able to say about us. That's exactly what they want to be able to say. And if y'all give them what they want, they'd be so happy with that, it wouldn't even make no sense. So I'm in the spirit of, if I know you want me to give you something or you want me to act a certain way, I'm going to flip it and act the other way. I'm telling y'all right now, people, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's all I'm saying. Because there's a lot going on. You guys got to look at it from another angle. There's no way in the world y'all sitting around here telling me that y'all going through all of this because y'all disagreeing and y'all using the American people as leverage. Not good, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're using the American people as leverage And that's not good at all. It's very, very sad, actually. So, basically, the headline reads Supreme Court blocks the order for full SNAP benefits, ruling in favor of Donald Trump administration plans to only release partial payments for November. So, like I said last night, if you get 8, you only gonna get 4. If you get 2, you only gonna get 1. If you get 150, you're only gonna get 75. It is what it is. But American people, please, please take care of each other. Please don't do what they feel like they know y'all gonna do. Always do the opposite. They feel like y'all gonna be tearing up y'all stores in y'all neighborhoods and rioting and all of the things. Please do not. Because at the end of the day, once the government is open back up and y'all go and riot and flip over stands and, mail and all of that, who is gonna be out there to clean all that up? You know what they're gonna be on the news doing? Pointing the finger. Oh, those Democrats over there, they'll be pointing it out. They're going to be putting it on the news, putting y'all on the news, and saying this is how they acted once they didn't get food stamps. It's sad, but it's true. Because they're looking for somebody to blame. And at the end of the day, we already know who to blame. Like I said, my name is Eve Louise. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm telling y'all, just keep holding on. Hold on. Stay prayed up. Y'all take care of each other. I gotta go YouTube because I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep doing these episodes. I really hope and pray that this shutdown don't keep going and going on days, on days, on days. I really do. For the American people's sake. My name is Eve Louise. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. I got to go, YouTube. It is past my bedtime. I'm just sitting here shaking my head with my eyes closed, YouTube. I gotta go. Later.